This is how a standing hamstring stretch is commonly prescribed. I'm going to go through the common method for the hamstring stretch standing, and then I'm going to go through the modification. That is going to be really, really important. So first and foremost, we've got a chair, we've got a table, we've got the bottom step, depending on your level of flexibility, bottom step of the staircase I'm talking about. And what we're going to do here is pop the one leg up onto that elevated platform, whatever it may be. For those of you with balance issues, you might want to do this next to a table or a wall, so you've got a bit of extra support. There's no need to make it more difficult than it needs to be. Important thing to notice first and foremost, the knee should not be locked out. We should have a slight bend in the knee. This is very important. I would urge you to try the stretch with both a locked out and slightly bent knee so you can feel what I'm talking about. The one locked out will focus the stretch to the back of the knee capsule, which is what we do not want. The slight bend in the knee will allow you to focus it to about where my shorts cut off, the middle of the thigh, and that's where you will feel the stretch. Some of you, depending on where points of tension might reside, will feel it a bit further this way or a bit further that way, but it should be in the belly of the muscle. That's the important part. Now, the way this is commonly taught, we've got the leg elevated, a slight bend in the knee. We can just run our hand all the way down as far as we can go. Touch your toes is a classic one. Hold the stretch there for the allotted time, allowing the muscle to relax. You can breathe through this, etc. Just help relax and get that stretch to take place. We can also roll the leg in or out to target the hamstrings in a slightly different way, and you can explore that in your own time. And then once we're finished, we simply come back up to starting point, swap the legs over and repeat the process. Up, using any support, slight bend in the knee, ready to feel it where my hands are on the back of the thigh, and then simply going down as far as we can and feeling the stretch. Hold it here for the allotted time, and then we come back up, and that's our hamstring done. Now, if we have any sort of back issues, and I would argue if we do or don't have any back issues, think about the hamstrings. They're attaching into this point here, the ischial tuberosity. They don't go up to the lower back. So rounding the lower back, number one, it's not doing anything to intensify the stretch of the hamstrings because that's just hip movement. Number two, if we have a lower lumbar issue causing sciatica, slip disc, bulging disc, just a general strain of this lower section of our lower back, by rounding over like you just saw, we stretch out those structures that are trying to heal and disrupt the healing process in the lower back. It's not a sensible way of doing things. Instead, what we should be doing is we bring our hip up onto the table or onto the chair, whatever it may be. We hold our spine nice and neutral and we kick our bum backwards. And what that did there is my spine stays neutral and my thigh bone here flexes at the hip a bit more. That provides the stretch. The rounding of the back does absolutely nothing here. It only serves to disrupt this area. So the proper way to do a standing hamstring stretch, the other points remain the same. Find an elevated platform, pop the one leg up, slight bend in the knee. You can do whatever you want with the toe, that's up to you. Some people like pointing it, some people like bringing it up like so. Slight bend, nice tall posture, engaged core, engaged back muscles to provide stability up here. Stick our bum backwards a little bit and boom, there's the stretch. Some of you watching this will have to stick your bum back and pivot your torso at the hip further than me. Others of you will just find that that does the job itself and you feel the stretch. We hold it there again for the allotted time, pop our leg off nice and slowly, and then do the same thing for the other side. Bent knee slightly, feeling it in the back of the thigh where my hands are, nice tall posture, core engaged, spine engaged, hold everything steady, stick the bum back, and boom, we've got a stretch right there. Hold it again, and that is the hamstring stretch done standing.